Stop what you're doing and listen. Your company is currently conducting a biological experiment on you, and you're letting them win. For years, I was a high-performing ghost waking up tired, living on caffeine, and giving my soul to a cubicle that would replace me in a week if I dropped dead. I thought my Sunday night dread was just part of the job. I thought the twitch in my eye and the constant brain fog were dues I had to pay. But I stumbled upon a secret. A secret that HR is terrified of you'll find out. I decided to test it. I decided to stop being a resource and start being a human, and what happened next didn't just save my job, it saved my life. If you're at your breaking point, if you feel like you're running on a treadmill that's only getting faster, stay right here. I'm pulling back the mask on the corporate machine, and I'm showing you the exit. Let's go back to the morning the machine broke. It was a Tuesday. 6:45 a.m. I was staring at my reflection in the bathroom mirror, toothbrush in hand, and I didn't recognize the person looking back. My first thought wasn't I'm tired, it was I hope there's a traffic jam so I have an excuse to be 10 minutes late. I had been working for years, long enough to know the rhythm of the office by heart. I was the yes person. The always-on employee. If an email came in at 10 p.m., I replied at 10:01 p.m. I thought I was building a reputation, in reality, I was building a prison. Most days felt like I was wading through deep water, constantly busy, yet strangely unproductive. I was checking boxes and attending meetings that could have been emails, all while feeling like I was falling further and further behind. I recognized the signs of burnout, but in our culture, admitting burnout feels like admitting defeat. So I pushed harder. I drank more coffee. I optimized my sleep. I tried to treat my human body like a piece of hardware that just needed a software update. But you can't update a soul that's been drained dry. I remember sitting in a break room one afternoon, listening to the Exhaustion Olympics. One coworker bragged about working through his daughter's birthday. Another laughed about how he hadn't seen the sun in 3 days. We were all quietly struggling, doing our best to survive the day rather than live it. I started asking myself deeper questions. Why are we competing to see who can suffer the most? What would it look like to actually enjoy my work again? I realized that the company's expectations were a soft contract. They ask for 110%, and if you give it, they make that the new baseline. I was a volunteer in my own exploitation. I realized that the stress wasn't coming from the workload, it was coming from the fear of what would happen if I stopped. That's when the secret hit me: the corporate machine only takes what you are willing to give. If you give your life, they will take it and ask for more. But what happens if you just stop giving? I decided to conduct a high-stakes experiment. I didn't announce it. I didn't ask for a meeting. I just started acting like a person who owned their own life. I called it Operation Human. The first rule: no Slack or email after 6 p.m. The second rule: a mandatory 30-minute walk at noon away from the building. The first time I stood up to leave for lunch, the silence in the office was deafening. I could feel my manager's eyes on me. I felt like a criminal. I walked out the door, sat on a park bench, and just breathed. I waited for my phone to explode. I waited for a "where are you?" text. Nothing happened. The world didn't end. The company didn't collapse. When I returned, my boss stopped me. "Everything okay? You disappeared." I didn't make an excuse. I didn't say I had a doctor's appointment. I looked him in the eye and said, "I was taking my lunch. I'm back now. What's the status of that report?" He was stunned. He had no script for an employee who wasn't afraid. That was the moment I realized the secret was working. The real test came in week 3. My boss dropped a priority 1 task on my desk at 4:45 p.m. It was a classic power move designed to see if I'd fold. In the past, I would have canceled my dinner plans and stayed until 9 p.m. This time, I looked at the clock, looked at the file, and said, "I'll get started on this first thing tomorrow morning when I have the focus it deserves. Have a great night." I walked out. My heart was racing the whole drive home. I expected to be fired the next day. But when I walked in at 9 a.m., something strange happened. He didn't fire me. He didn't even yell. He actually treated me with more respect. Because I had set a boundary, I was no longer a utility he could use at will. I was a professional with a schedule. I realized that efficiency is rewarded with more work, but boundaries are rewarded with respect. So, to sum it all up, prioritizing your well-being at work is not a perk. It is an act of rebellion. Taking breaks, setting hard boundaries, and protecting your energy can completely transform how you experience your job and your life. The life-changing secret is that you have more power than they want you to know. The company will replace you in a week, but your health and your time are irreplaceable. Since I started this, my focus has improved. My energy is back. I'm doing better work in 40 hours than I ever did in 60, because I'm actually present when I'm there. If you are sitting at your desk right now feeling like a ghost, I want you to do one thing. Take 5 minutes, go outside, and remind yourself that the world is bigger than your inbox. Type "my time" in the comments if you're ready to start your own human experiment. Subscribe to Maskless Tales, because we are unmasking the grind together.